Grabbed by Carlson. That's his second kick of the match, down towards the half-forward line with a good strong mark taken by Tony Shaw on that half-back flank.
One of the favourites for Collingwood's best and fairest trophy, short to Michael Taylor. That's a good-looking kick in towards attack. He'll be looking for Dacos, who's forced onto the defensive. That'll be a great duel with Grant Laurie. Francis now setting Fitzroy on fire once again as Serafini runs through the centre of the ground, puts it to the ground once, then kicks long up towards full forward. No one at home, however, and a good safe mark taken in defence for Collingwood. This is Billy Picken with a strapped right wrist out towards Williams. His duel with Francis will be a beauty too. Shaw, a quick kick towards centre wing, too high for Carlson. The opportunity for Allen to set up the handball. Boy's got to sit and wait. That was Stewart. Back to Allen is good football. Gets his kick just in time from Scott Clayton up towards the forward pocket area. Play on is the call, and the ball's eventually taken over the line for throw-in.
In front of the Collingwood Social Club, Stewart, Chris Smith, the centre-half back to do the rugby, actually got that hit out. Irwin got shoved in the back, and the umpire was right onto that one. And Warwick Irwin, playing against his old club, will take this kick for goal approximately 40 metres out on a very acute angle. There's the kick. He centres it to the goal scorer. A chance for the high flyers. A big fly from behind. The ball hits the deck about 10 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Players dive on top of it. And in fact, on the bottom of that pack was Scott Clayton. Alexander against Stewart. The ball out wide, back towards the boundary line. Irwin trying to trap it. Scrambly passage of play. No one can get out with it. And finally, umpire Peter Cameron comes in to bounce the ball about 25 metres out from the Collingwood goal.
Peter, with the heavy rain we've had, can you see it perhaps being more for Collingwood than it is for Fitzroy?
I think that Fitzroy will face a very uphill battle against Collingwood, because no doubt Collingwood have got a very, very strong side physically, and they're very well suited to these conditions.
Wilson for Fitzroy. The Lions know what they've got to do. They've got to win today to get into the 5. More up against Lewis. Good recovery by Lewis. He's got little support, but the big fella does it beautifully. Gets out of the centre, swings it up towards Colin on the flank. Chance now for Conlon, in trouble. Puts the handball over the top. It sits in the water. First to it is Smith. He's in trouble. Across to Shaw. Back to Magro. Up towards centre wing. Collingwood out of trouble only momentarily. Good strong mark taken by Clayton. And Fitzroy looking pretty good in the opening minutes. Towards half forward, Smith.
Very poor play by the Fitzroy forwards to let Smith take that mark uncontested. And no doubt, every time that ball goes to the forward line, there should be a player who contests.
There's the kick over the centre of the ground. Waiting behind was Alexander, but beautiful judgment by Rene Kink, and he could be the key to Collingwood's success today. Flicks it up towards the forward pocket area. It's a good pass with a mark taken by Davis. Within scoring distance.
And good play by Kink. Onto that left foot. He is a beautiful left foot kick. And a very unselfish player, Rene Kink, and he set that one up beautifully for Davis, who made a very good lead.
Here's the drop punt. On its way across the face, and 1 point only registered for Collingwood. First score of the day going to the Woodsman with some 7.5 minutes played. Collingwood 1 point, Fitzroy yet to score. So the ball back into play once again. Moore, Alexander, Quinlan, all there. Free kick going against the Collingwood big man on this occasion, and the honours to Ron Alexander.
Alexander goes for the torpedo punt. It's a long one, right down towards the half-forward line. A beautiful mark taken by McMahon. Really well judged, and that could be 15 metres. Yes, it certainly is. Against Andrew Smith on that occasion. A long way out from goal still, and he'll might have to kick from the mud patch. In fact, if he kicks a little bit short of the mud patch, he might have a firm section of ground to kick from. Normally a torpedo punt kick for goal is McMahon. He's going for that kick. It's a beautiful kick. It's a long one. He's split the centre. A magnificent kick by David McMahon for a goal to Fitzroy there first, and the first of the game. Fitzroy 1 goal straight, Collingwood 1 behind.
Very good start for Fitzroy. The breeze here at Victoria Park. Peter, if anything, would you say it's going with Fitzroy?
Well, definitely a slight breeze blowing, favouring the end of Fitzroy kicking too, but certainly they will be able to score goals at the other end of the ground.
Fitzroy 1 goal, 6 points. Collingwood have that 1 point on the board. Leon Harris, incidentally, for Fitzroy, playing his 50th game today. Free kick going the way of Warwick Irwin. He'll be looking for a good game today. Up towards the half-forward line. Clayton, first to it. Plenty of pressure put on by King. Back towards Wilson on the wing. Can't snare the slippery ball. Taylor goes in over the top. Allen is also there. Carlson now for Fitzroy, and the umpire comes in and decides on a bounce. Umpires Cameron and Smith in charge of today's proceedings. Of course, one of the most important games for both sides for many a long day. Irwin from the tap out. Hustled by Wilson, allowing Carlson in. Fitzroy up towards their half-forward line once again, but Stan the man is there, and he halts proceedings.
There's the kick from Magro, right over the centre line, up towards centre half forward. Stewart went for the mark. There's Quinlan with a hand pass out towards Serafini, kicked off the ground by King. There's Taylor coming out in front of his opponent there in Tony Shaw, and the umpire's picked out the free kick, and it'll go to Neville Taylor in that back pocket position for the Fitzroy side. Conditions here very, very muddy, but players handling that ball particularly well early in this match. Oh, over the back is Carlson. He's in everything. He's a real mud runner, is Lee Carlson. He kicks it long, but Magro's there. Out comes Rendell, out in front, gets pushed in the back. Play on to the umpire. Conlon tries to trap it. Oh, gets hit very, very high. Not paid by the umpire. Very, very unlucky on that occasion. The kick coming up towards the half-back flank. There's Carlson once again. Traps the ball onto the right foot. Hooks it back. Here's a chance for the Roys, and a good mark there. It looks like Les Parrish taking that mark. 30 metres out from goal. Definitely within scoring distance. Not on the right side of the ground for a left footer, but he's looking to centre this ball. It's a very high kick. Will it get there? Rendell's there. Up he goes. Off his hands. It's forced through for one behind. So the Roys go on to 1 goal, 1-7, leading Collingwood, one behind straight.
You spoke about Mudlark Lee Carlson having a good start to the game. Peter, already 5 kicks, and we've seen throughout the year just how he loves playing in these conditions.
Well, he's also got that added incentive too of playing against his old club. He will be trying to prove Collingwood wrong in the fact that they cleared him to Fitzroy.
Picken couldn't complete the mark, but he's got support from Smith, who started the game in fine style. Up towards centre wing. Here comes Laurie, showing plenty of pace. Booms a punt up towards half forward. McMahon can't snare it. Magro goes in over the top. It opens the way for Wilson. Steadies. A chip in towards goal. He's made no mistake. His first and Fitzroy's second. They go to 2-1-13, leading Collingwood 1 point on Sevens. Big lead.
Magnificent play by Grant Laurie to come from that half-back line. He judged the bounce beautifully, tore down the ground, kicked it long, and good play also by McMahon to come in, chip in across 2 Collingwood players, knock the ball forward. Wilson, the ever-reliable opportunist, didn't panic as he ran into goal there and just steadied and put that one right through the centre. So Fitzroy looking very, very good in the early stages of this game.
Collingwood will no doubt, and Fitzroy, remember the stunning defeat inflicted upon Collingwood in 1979 here at Victoria Park. Fitzroy winning by 13 goals.
Well, it's always a good game, Sandy, whether it's at Fitzroy or whether it's at this ground here, but at Victoria Park, it's always a good match. Fitzroy and Collingwood, they're traditional rivals, being very near neighbours for many, many years, and certainly Fitzroy have got the incentive today to make that final 5.
Umpire's calling on a new ball as Alexander wins the tap out from the centre. He was looking for Francis, didn't find him, and so we'll see another ball up, still in the centre. Going to be a great duel. Alexander winning that one again. Williams, a high kick, Moore, and the free kick is going his way. So the Collingwood big man to go from the centre of the ground. Towards half forward, a very congested half forward, area 2. Waiting down is Conlon, showing good form early. McMahon sees it sit in the mud, looks for Conlon again and finds him, and here's the face of Conlon. Fitzroy into attack, towards Rendell, he's hustled out of it. Could have just about won the free kick, but Magro's behind, gets it away. Coming to meet it first will be Herbert. In some trouble, and the umpire comes in and decides on a ball up some 50 metres out from the Fitzroy scoring zone.
Well, very interesting to see 2 ex-Fitzroy players playing against Fitzroy and 2 ex-Collingwood players playing against Collingwood as the kick comes down towards the forward line. A beautiful one-handed mark taken down there by Billy Pickett in that last line of defence. The umpire didn't pull Poynton back 15 metres. Oh, it's Ross Brewer, in fact, it is. Look very alike, those two players. Up to the forward line. Kick almost took the mark. Now he's caught, tries to get the handball in, but the ball's finally kicked by Williams. Up towards the half-forward line. Oh, grabbed by Terry O'Neill. Now he's trying to get away with it. Punches it back, but it favours Collingwood. As a hand pass from Craig Davis comes back to Mark Williams. He'll love these conditions. Out wide he goes. The ball is, oh, beautiful mark to Wiedemann. Wiedemann over to Tony Shaw. Shaw on the right foot, a shocking kick back to Wiedemann though. Wiedemann dodges cleverly, hooks it back towards the forward line, punched away by Grant Laurie. In goes Taylor, kicks it straight across the face of goal. It's all Collingwood though. So leading the race for the ball. Going in after it on that occasion, it looked like Barham in fact. Close to the boundary line, and the umpire said it's my ball. The boundary umpire, he'll throw it in about 20 metres around from the behind post.
Great desperation shown by both sides in front of a huge crowd here at Victoria Park. Alexander is winning in the ruck at the moment. That one was tapped towards the half-back line, picked up by Shaw, in towards the pocket once again. A good spoil by Laurie coming over the top with a big fist back towards the half-back line. Francis over the top. Here's the opportunity for Allen, the receiver. He gets hustled out of it by Serafini, holding the ball. A good decision. And Serafini starting also very well.
Oh, great tackle by Serafini on that occasion as he gave it across to Des Herbert. He's one of the players playing against Collingwood, an ex-Collingwood player. On that half-forward line it is, with Bernie Quinlan in there after it. But you can see the desperation on the players even at this stage of the match. Collingwood, of course, trying to hold on to top position. Taylor was the player on the bottom of that pack. There's plenty of weight used on that occasion. Or it could have been a free kick as the umpire picked it out. Yes, he certainly has. A good decision. And it's Michael Taylor will receive that free kick on that half-back line. Taylor goes towards centre wing. Oh, there's a lot of weight being used again. A lot of physical clashes early in this match as it's grabbed by Les Parrish. He goes for the hand pass. He should have kicked that ball. Herbert knocks it on cleverly to Conlon. Oh, is he in everything? Conlon. He kicks it long, looking down there for Rindle, but up in front, a good, strong mark taken by Ross Brewer. After 7 goals in the reserves last week, he's back on the back line for the first. Oh, here's danger for the Collingwood side. Taylor rides himself into the ground. A bad decision by the umpire. Was not pushed. He pushed himself in the back, and the umpire fell for that one, and the free kick will go to Taylor in the back pocket.
This is how the umpire can hope to see that. Some 40 metres behind the play is beyond me. Magro tumbles a punt. Irwin dropped what he should have taken. Can he recover? Yes, he can. Williams, oh, solidly met by Alexander. Francis comes through, kicks up in towards the pocket, looking for Rendell. Can't find him. And a good mark taken and against him by McCormick.
Full marks to Williams because he kept his eye on the ball at all times at that stage and copped it really hard.
Well, that's the sort of a player he is. As Davis goes up high, and I think is going to be paid the free kick for a push. Going towards centre wing. Some great duels, individual duels, taking place on this ground at the moment.
Well, I'll be interested in the one on that half-forward line. Grant Laurie, who I regard very, very highly as a half-back flanker, is picking up Peter Dacos, and that will be very interesting. There's Francis on the left foot, kicking it straight over the line and out of bounds on the fall. The kick down there to be taken by Craig Davis.
And Peter, you can bet your life the coaches will have their ears tuned to a radio station, seeing what's happening in other matches today.
Well, it's terrific for the VFL too to have 3 such vital games in this last round of the year. They couldn't have wished for more, and certainly this one is probably the most important of the lot as far as Fitzroy are concerned.
Promoter's dream.
Half-forward flank position on the bottom of that pack was Williams again, as usual. Can't help thinking, Sandy, that these conditions are tailor-made for Mark Williams. Here's the ball knocked away there by Stewart, but the free kick was given away to Ron Alexander. He's playing well early in this match. He runs very close to the man on the mark. In fact, the umpire said he ran over the mark. I couldn't quite see that. I thought it was Alexander's fault. I thought he ran far too close to Craig Stewart.
Well, the player on the mark didn't move.
Well, that's what I felt too. And Alexander, off he goes. He goes for that torpedo punt. Right down towards the half-forward line. Oh, there's McMahon trapping it off the pack. It's a kick and it's marked. It's a mark to Conlon. 20 metres out from goal, directly in front. Hasn't scored a goal yet, but he's got a chance to put Fitzroy's 3rd goal on the board. Michael Conlon playing very, very well early in this match. Should kick this one. Oh, he's hooked that. That's a shocking kick by Michael Conlon. And through for one behind. A very, very bad miss. And Fitzroy's second behind went on the board. 2-2-14. Collingwood one behind.
And it's kicks like that that can win or lose football matches. One can't emphasise the importance of this game as far as Fitzroy is concerned. There's McCormack back into play once again, looking for Picken. Oh, his teammate went with him, opened up the way for this man, McMahon, across to Quinlan, put him in all sorts of strife, back to McMahon, a hurried left foot kick finds Magro. He's playing well in defence at the moment as he goes up towards the centre wing area. Behind, chance to set up the handball for Davis, who flicked it on cleverly for Allen after receiving it from Stewart. Still on centre wing, Serafini goes in over the top, pushes it over the line. The Collingwood fans say out of bounds deliberately, but the umpire decides in a throw-in.
Centre wing, Alexander from behind, but beaten that time by Stewart. To Craig Davis it goes. He tries to get the kick in, but off the hands of Bernie Quinlan, over the line and out of bounds. A very high standard game so far in this match, considering the condition of the ground. Quinlan, Alexander, I should say, from behind. The ball was kicked down towards Chris Smith by Allen, playing against his old club. Smith, ever reliable at that centre-half back position, smothered that ball beautifully, and the bounce will take place on half-forward flank. Umpire Cameron throws the ball up, punched away by Stewart towards Grant Laurie, grabbed on the left foot, down he goes towards the half-forward line. Chris Lewis comes out, good play by the big fella, still going in after it. Peter Moore's against him, Picken appeals for the free kick. Well, the umpire paid that one on that occasion to Billy Picken on half-back flank. There's the kick towards centre wing. It's all Fitzroy up in front. It's a mark. No doubt about that one. Chris Smith over his teammate there in Les Parrish, and he's actually on centre wing as he kicks this one down towards Conlon and Magro. Conlon gets shoved out of the way by Magro. Magro knows very well the kick's against him, but decides to waste a little bit of time, and Conlon, oh geez, playing well. Off he goes, round Magro. He goes for the kick. It's a high one towards Rendell. Rendell gets front position. Has he got it? No, a beautiful mark. And playing very, very well early in this match is Ross Brewer in that last line of defence. There's the handball across the face of goal to Taylor. Taylor to Moore. Moore in trouble. Oh, it's a bad hand pass. Can Fitzroy capitalise on this? Oh, the ball punched away towards Moore. He's almost caught. He comes across the face of goal. This is dangerous. Carlson from behind. Could have been a free kick to Craig Davis. Off he goes. He's caught. He throws the ball away. And the free kick, and Craig Davis remonstrating with his teammate for not shepherding. And Carlson is normally a very, very unpredictable kick for goal. He can kick the magnificent goals, and don't be surprised if he puts this one very, very close. There's the kick. It's a beautiful kick. It hasn't quite made the distance. The ball appealing for the mark in the front. Was it Quinlan? Yes, it was. But off his hands, over the line and out of bounds next to the behind post.
And this huge crowd of some 30,000 anticipating the excitement as Rendell plucks it out of the air. A little too slow to get his kick away. Ball goes to ground and the umpire comes in for a bounce some 15 metres out from the Fitzroy scoring zone. Just over 20 minutes played, and in a low scoring but very tight affair, Fitzroy at 2-2-14. Collingwood have 1 point on the board. Rendell a snap is offline and 1 point only.
Oh.
Crowd very, very hushed awaiting that decision.
A great shot for goal by Rendell. A terrific effort on the left foot by the big fella under these conditions to pluck that one out of the air, and he's got tremendous skills for a player who's 6'8".
Well, Robert Wall's looking for a very big effort from him today, having been out of touch for several weeks now. It'll be interesting to see what he can do. Back towards Lewis, who's forced on the defensive, picked up by Alexander, a hurried kick. Francis and Williams, the two pivot players. Stolen from Williams. McMahon looking for the free kick, and he gets it. Just on the defensive side of half forward.
He's playing well, Sandy.
Well, Fitzroy have done the bulk of the attacking, Peter, in this term. He wobbles a punt up towards the half forward. McCormack comes out the spoil. Should have been a free kick to Wilson. It will be. Directly in front.
It's amazing with these experienced players, though. Gary Wilson, the free kick was definitely there, but don't they make sure that they get it? They would certainly get awards in Cop Shop.
Well, I know that a lot of the Cop Shop actors and actresses are involved with Fitzroy, and who knows, they could be passing on some advice. There's the kick, possibly not in kicking, because there is another point registered And another bad miss for Fitzroy. They should be capitalising on those kicks directly in front.
They should be 4 in front, no doubt. They've had all the play, they've had it on their forward line, but they're letting themselves down in front of goal. There's Lewis going for the mark, can't get it. Carlson off the ground, a mark taken by Quinlan, not paid by the umpire to Conlon. Conlon drops the ball, no doubt about that one. Free kick to Tony Shaw on half-back flank. He goes for the hand pass across to Magro. Magro kicks high out towards Carlson, and in front was Craig Davis. Almost took the mark. He dodges round, gets the kick in, down towards Kink, and Kink a strong mark. Over to Taylor. Taylor goes towards the forward pocket where Warwick Irwin's there, and he's taken the mark in front of Neville Taylor, about 45 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Well, let's see if Collingwood can go into attack and score a goal, because Fitzroy have wasted opportunities. There's the big punch away. Good play by Alexander. Should have been grabbed by Chris Smith, but punches it further afield to Stewart. He's caught holding the ball. It should have been. Not paid by the umpire. Great play by Quinlan. Has the ball smothered though, as it punched away by Toomey. In goes Quinlan, throws the ball away to Tony Shaw. Over to Williams. Fitzroy have messed that one up again as Williams goes right down towards Toomey. In fact, it was Wiedemann, I should say, but a good strong mark taken by Terry O'Neill. Off he goes. He goes with the short pass on the right foot towards half-back flank. On the bottom of that packet was Des Herbert. Can't get away with the ball, and the umpire, in fact, on this occasion, it's Kevin Smith, will throw the ball up on the outer side of the ground, half-forward flank, Collingwood's forward zone.
Well, umpire Smith incurring the wrath of this partisan Collingwood crowd, but the umpiring has been pretty good so far. Thrown out on that occasion. Well, he's certainly letting it go as Laurie comes away. The crowd don't like it. That's the way it is, and if they're consistent, then that's all right. Herbert's kick in towards the pocket, or should have been held, but wasn't. Play on is the call from umpire Cameron, and now he comes in and decides on a bounce, but it's brought the ball from Collingwood's attacking zone to within 30 metres of Fitzroy's goal.
And I think the umpires are doing a great job under these conditions. They are letting the ball go, and that's what the name of the game is on wet grounds.
Here's Smith, chance to clear, set up the handball for Taylor. Looking back towards Shaw, in trouble, but he gets out of it, and he must surely pole well in the Brownlow. Towards the centre of the ground now. The opportunity is there for Davis. Carlson going with him. Well played, Carlson. He loves these conditions. To Alexander, who tumbles a punt, and a good mark taken by McMahon, who's always dangerous in front of goal. He's kicked one.
Well, I think the distance will be got, because well, that's not a good word, is it? Got.
He'll make the distance?
I think he'll make the distance, because he's a torpedo punt kicker, is David McMahon. So if he gets onto a torp, no doubt the distance will be there. It just depends on the accuracy.
Well, you can see the white line he's about to approach now. That'll give you an idea of how far out he is, using a drop punt. In towards the pocket, McCormack coming over the top, trying to swipe it through from behind. To Quinlan, a chance. He's dangerous in front of goal. A snap. A great snap by Bernie. He's done it. And Fitzroy moved further ahead. 3-4. 22, leading Collingwood 1 point on Seven's big lead.
No doubt about Quinlan. When he gets that ball, he's electric. Left foot, beautiful snapshot. 6'3" player, and he's got every skill in the book, Bernie Quinlan, and certainly Fitzroy won a big game from him today.
Into time on, Peter, in this first term.
Alexander controlling the rucks at this stage. Over to Francis. He kicks down, looking for Poynton. Poynton, good play, Poynton. Big, into the open goal goes Poynton. He fires, and I think he's put it through. Yes, a good goal to Michael Poynton for Fitzroy's 4th of the match. 4 goals, 28 the Roys. Collingwood 1 behind.
And you couldn't wish to see better wet weather football from that. They're winning in the rucks, getting out of the centre, and full credit to Poynton, who was forced onto the defensive to try and spoil. Did so, plucked the ball out of the air, then ran into the open goal and made no mistake.
Well, Sandy, you hit the nail on the head, because he was out of position when he went for that mark, but the fact that he made a desperate lunge against his opponent there in Ross Brewer forced the ball over the back, and then he backed up and got the ball himself.
A stunned Collingwood crowd viewing this first term. Moore not having it his own way in the centre for starters. They're going to take it out of the centre this time through Williams, who's certainly been one of their best players this year. That's kick number 4. dropping a punt up towards the half-forward line. Allen whips out the lightning handball to Irwin. Here's a chance for them to score. Irwin's kick is sadly astray. In fact, it goes out of bounds on the full.
Ironical cheers from the Fitzroy supporters, and Grant Laurie will take this kick. Dacos hasn't been in the game yet, as Laurie is playing him very, very close on that back line. He goes short. That was dangerous, but the mark's been taken as the siren sounds. The mark was taken by Michael Conlon, and the scoreboard reads at quarter time here at Victoria Park. Fitzroy 4-4-28, leading Collingwood and 1 behind.
The second term here at Victoria Park, and Collingwood certainly have the job ahead of them, with Fitzroy scoring 4-4-28 in the first term, having the advantage of the breeze, but Collingwood managing only 1 point, and that was scored at the 7-minute mark of the first term. Since that time, they have not scored.
Centre of the ground, umpire Kevin Smith throwing the ball up. There hasn't been one bounce so far in this match. Grabbed by Quinlan. He's already kicked the goal. A beautiful left foot snap for the Roys. In goes Peter Francis off the ground towards the half-forward line. For Collingwood, coming out with it is Taylor. Out wide. Good play by Taylor as he gives it to Craig Davis. He kicks it towards the half-forward line. Out comes Terry O'Neill. Oh, beautiful pick up by O'Neill. Onto the left foot he goes. Out wide, and he's found his teammate there. Oh, in the back. And over the shoulder, said the umpire, and it's Bernie Quinlan taking that mark in front of Craig Davis.
In the meantime, David McMahon is going to be carried from the ground, it would appear. He's looking very, very groggy and almost the centre of the ground, and that's bad news for Fitzroy. As Collingwood charge back towards the centre. Alexander is there. One grab, can't complete it. Tapped away. Here's a chance, however, for Scott Clayton. Puts ball to ground once and then kicks up towards the half-forward line. Over the top. Oh! Mark Wilson had his name on that one. And Gary Wilson, been in and out, had a shocking run of injuries. Goes to Carlson on the half-forward line. The wet weather expert. Going in towards Conlon in the pocket. Magro is there also. A hurried kick goes towards the boundary line. It'll sit in the mud, however, and eventually the umpire does see it over. And as I said earlier, McMahon is being carried from the ground. That's bad news for Fitzroy, and it would appear as though Leon Harris will take his place. Most unfortunate, however, for Fitzroy, because he began well, kicked a goal in the first term.
The ball on half-forward flank. Still in Fitzroy's forward zone as Big Lewis goes in for the knockout, but beaten by Peter Moore on that occasion. A lot of strength being used by Quinlan. Francis traps the ball, goes for a hand pass, goes straight to the Collingwood player there in Smith. Down towards the centre wing. It goes to Alexander, over to Clayton. Good play by Fitzroy as Clayton streams away. Oh, he could be caught. Yes, too slow. Getting rid of that ball. In goes Serafini, ridden into the ground. And no doubt about that free kick. They can yell and roar as much as they like, but Serafini copped that one right in the centre of the back. He goes long towards the half-forward line, punched away by the Collingwood defenders. Grabbed by Barham. He kicks it back towards Irwin, punched away by Taylor. Taylor goes back in after it. Oh, great play by Taylor. Hand pass to Clayton. He's playing well. He goes short towards Conlon. Conlon got it. A good mark. Michael Conlon. Oh, a long way up from goal with the heavy ball. With a dry ball, you'd make the distance easily from that position, but with that heavy ball, he should land it up in the goal square. Oh, he's going to run off trying to get around Magro. He's got there. He fires. It's a beautiful kick. Is it touch through? Yes, said the goal umpire, and Rendell is not very happy about it. Good thinking by Michael Conlon. He's got the pace, and that was through for 1 behind. So Fitzroy 4-5-29, Collingwood are 1 behind.
Gee, I'd hate to be a goal umpire in that position, Peter. Kick back into play. Herbert going in under the pack. The umpire decides on a ball up.
Well, it's not hard to tell that Fitzroy have to win this game, Sandy, to get in the 5, because they are really, really desperate. Oh!
Tackle too high. And again, it'll be Fitzroy to go into attack. Herbert brought into the side from centre wing, going up towards Peter Moore, who claims that one. Hasn't done a lot in the air to date. In fact, for Peter Moore, that's his first mark. 15 metres as well.
Very good mark, too, with the wet ball.
He'll put Collingwood out of trouble momentarily, looking for Kink. Oh, didn't go for the mark, went to try and tap it on, but retrieved it himself. Then goes with a high kick up towards the half-forward line, and a very good spoil indeed. Sees the ball taken over the line. Ricky Barham not happy, but full credit to Herbert for a great spoil.
And playing particularly well too is Des Herbert. He's had an in and out season at Fitzroy, but certainly